Kia ora, everyone. It's like any webinar, when you start things off, people come in over time, and so we're just building up the number of attendees. You know, we've done enough of these to know that's the way it works. So we won't hang around for too long. I won't speak for too much, but as people come in, but it's good to have you here on a sunny Friday in Tamaki Makaurau, even though we're still at level 4. So all of those of you that are at level 3, I hope you've got your takeaways that are being delivered for your lunch. We were just talking about that beforehand. Some of us are still stuck with homemade meals. That's fine. It's all good. So welcome to this latest session of Tech Bytes. It's my real pleasure, and I'm thrilled to be talking with Eteroa today, but I'd like to introduce to you firstly Sami Sauni. Sami is from our Flint Waikato team, and she's going to kick off and talk and introduce Eteroa and start the session off. So Sami, over to you. I can't hear you, Sami.
Now can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry guys, technical difficulties. Just wanted to firstly say to Eteroa in our mother tongue, whaatalo whaatu ma whaamalo atu ia te oile uso, whaawhitai mo le awanoa whaauro wa mawhai ai ona tātou tala noa, ma whaali ai ni manatu, whaawhitai fo'i molo whae ina o tātou tangata Pasifika, I le nei mataupu in the tech industry. So whaawhitai te le lava. For our non-Samoan speakers, I have just welcomed Eteroa, and thanked her for her amazing work in the field, as well as her time. Sorry. So, amongst many awesome things that Eteroa does and is about, she was named the 2021 Young IT Professional of the Year. Whoop, whoop. She is known for her tenacity as a trailblazer in the software development field. So awesome work, girl. There is more that we'd like to know about you, but I'll leave it to you to share. So welcome again, Eteroa. Let's get into it. Would you mind introducing yourself just a little bit more, including what you do for work at the moment and what other things you're involved with?
Oh, please, well, whaatalo whaatotopo ia matamu malu le nei tai au. Yeah, e momo lava o te si le whawhatai ma vinga le to. Yeah, o te whaatalo whaatu ia te oe uso, lo a fionga o Sami, whawhatai te lava lo whaatalo wha. Yeah, whamanue le to ia te oe malo a inga, malo ngā wenga. Wow, talo for everyone. Malo ni, malo lele, and warm Pacific greetings to you all. My name is Eteroa, Tusi Pepa, Umanga Lafaele, Ngamala Ulu. Yeah. Oh, the sister is born and bred in a place of champions. Cannons Creek, Porirua, let's go. 5024 all day, every day. Blessed, but even though I'm born and bred, I hail from the beautiful islands of Samoa. My father is Ngamla Ulu Tavita Lafaele. He comes from the village of Whongapoa in Safutu Lafai in Whaasere in Savai. And my beautiful mum, Bele Pesite Le Umanga, she comes from the village of Lumuenga, Tuai, and also Le Whanga. So that's just a bit about me. Bless you. Oh, what do I do for a living? Oh, bless. So, you know, let's crack up, because when I first told my dad, so they call us developer evangelists. And I grew up in the church, and as a crack up is because when I first told my dad I was a developer evangelist, developer went out the door, but evangelist, it caught the whole place and church on fire. So for those who don't know, developer evangelist, we kind of have like a bit of a 50-50 kind of feel. 50% is where we what's it called, certify app partners. So we have app partners that want to use the Xero API. Developer evangelists, we go through the technical work, certify them so they can be part of our app store. And then on the other half, we love to evangelize. We spread the good, we spread the good word of the API.
Nice.
So that's just a bit of a backstory of, or just a bit of a explanation of this role of a developer evangelist. And blessed to be working at Xero as a developer evangelist. So thank you so much, and so excited for our talanoa. Hi,
yes. Well, I love hearing your passion and your sense of humor come through. What uniqueness do you bring to your role?
Oh, wow. Look at me. Nah.
Yeah. I think you said, what was it about Brittany? If you can't figure it out, Brittany it out or something.
Yeah, if in
Yeah.
doubt, yeah, Brittany it out. Yeah, it out. Oh, well, I think my uniqueness, just be just who I am. I'm very proud to be Samoan. I'm proud to be from Cannons Creek. I'm proud to just be Eteroa, and I'm proud to be my parents' daughter. So I think a lot of it is not leaving my culture at the door, but bringing it and everything. Like, honestly, like you can ask my brothers and sisters zeros. Every time I go to work, I always have an ear lava lava on my table, not just to show a flag, but because it makes me feel at home.
Yeah.
And if I can do that at work, I can bring the best self and my best work as well. So thank you to my fans.
Nice.
Eteroa, you and I have talked before, but just being a bit serious for a moment, we know the stats of the involvement of Māori and Pasifika, and particularly Whawhine, are low, and the desire, and the study, the work that's been done around young people and their thinking about getting into technology, etc., is incredibly low as well. So talking from your own personal experience, I mean, what sparked your interest to go into technology as a career?
Oh, bless, thank you for the question. So what really sparked me was, so I used to be, it was back at school, I was year 12, and I was very lucky because that, I remember my teacher, Miss Hayes, she was my chemistry teacher. So sister used to be all in their chemistry jazz, I was titration queen, loved all the balancing equations, like that was my jam. But it wasn't until I had the opportunity to go to the McDermott Institute. So I did work there when I was year 12 about nanotechnology. But it was that one day where I went and I was meant to go to the lab, but I hopped into the computer labs, and there was this room full of like computer science greats and stuff. And I think it was just looking into that area which kind of sparked my interest and also gave me passion to kind of drive to try it out, because it was something completely new. And I knew I wanted something different because, so much love to, the science people. But man, when they put me in the dungeon downstairs at Victoria University with no window but the Mitsubishi aircon, I just, I still had a passion of, solving problems, but also speaking to the people as well. So I think it was that experience and going into that computer science room really gave me that spark of, yep, let's give this one a try.
Well, and that's interesting because obviously it didn't really come up at school then.
Sorry?
It didn't really come up at school, the idea of going into technology?
Yeah, no, not really, eh? Like we had the digital technology class, but because the subjects that we did at high school was just, classic old like data entry stuff. So like learning how to do relationships on the Microsoft Access and that jazz, and like, Excel, but it wasn't like as in depth as it was when you go into uni and stuff, or that was back when I was back at college. But yeah, no, it wasn't like a highlight. It was usually a doctor, accountant, and a lawyer. Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny, isn't it? Because because I'm significantly older than you, and technology in my school was for the geeks, and your parents didn't really even encourage you to think about that sort of thing. And yet, here we are. Just talking through that a little bit further. What's the impact, or how has it been as you developed your career, and the I don't know whether there's been barriers or whatever there's been, as a young Pasifika Whawhine, have you come across things that have sort of held you back or that you've had to crash through?
Heaps. Oh my gosh, so many. Oh, far out. You could call me a prop, I tell you that. The amount of times I had to tackle things. And that's the reality too for our people too, is that because not many of us have done it, the path hasn't been set for us. So, I am blessed to know that, it was hard, but I know that for the next generation that comes in, they will go through hard times, but I know that I I've put one down so that they don't have to worry about it. But yeah, no, there's been multiple. I think every time I take a step into the industry, there's another wall, you know. And if I have to be very honest, it can be very tiring, you know, for a sister, and it does burn out the fire within. But I think the thing that's kind of let my fire keep running is every time I do feel down and low because of a barrier, I always look back to who I am and who's also like catching me as well. Like, it's so true what they say, we stand on the shoulders of giants, and mine were my family, my church community, and also, you know, my Samoan community too. So I'm very lucky and blessed to have, you know, that support, that every time I got knocked down, oh man, they pushed me back up. So I'm very blessed for that. Yeah, bless you.
Yeah, just can we draw that out a little bit more, and then just, you know, from where you stand now, just because I'm so interested in why these stats are so low. You know, why do you think those engagements in tech numbers for Māori and Pasifika, you know, we're struggling to push them up?
Yeah, the I think through my time, so a lot of it is I think there are a few pillars that are involved in the reason of that. Is one, our community don't really know or are educated within that field as well. So it's not, I'm not talking about the generation that was brought up in New Zealand, it's the generation before. So because when we start out, you know, like I mentioned, our community always talks about those three main careers, and the reason why they talk about it is because those three main careers help our community. So it's just trying to swap out that view of, hey, if you're working in tech, you can help with those, like, you know, loyal files, you know, try help them create a system. You know, you can be in tech to help with doctors, to help find cures, and also with accountants to create software. So it's kind of trying to flip the script and being like, hey, if you can actually be in technology and cover all three fields, you know, in any way. So it's kind of educating our elders. Another thing is a lot about connectivity and resources. A lot of our community members don't have, like, some don't even have power. Like, I'm being straight up, like, there's this like initiative called Power Bug that people get because they just can't afford power. And you know, if you can't afford power, you can't, you know, get like Wi-Fi, and with that also devices too. So there's a lot of things that are weighing in our community, because if I have to be honest, they have to make a choice of either paying for rent or paying for a laptop. And you know, if I have to be straight up, it's always going to be the rent, because you know, you got to have a roof over your family's head. So there's a lot of those pillars are the things that kind of affect our people into getting into technology as well.
Yeah, I find it so sad that it is a toss-up between, you know, whether I pay for internet access or do I put $60 worth of food on the table. So it is a real struggle. But I know you're doing some community work out there, which is awesome. We'll come back to that later. But just on the topic of helping our brothers and sisters get into this industry, what kind of advice can you give to organizations like us to be able to, you know, reach out and get that engagement with our brothers and sisters out there?
Oh, bless. I think the number one is a capital T for trust. Our communities need to trust you, and the thing is, I've noticed in my years, a lot of agencies or organizations just come in and then do a fast fix and then they gap, where, you know, you've got to come through the family. And like, you know, what I mean is, come break bread with us, come meet us, come figure out what we think and how we roll, not in a way of like making you feel like, oh, I'm scared, but more like, hey, if you understand the way we think, then the solutions that you provide for us will be solutions that match the way we think and help us and, you know, solve problems in the future. So I think that's a big thing that a lot of organizations miss, is I think sometimes they want to come and tick a box. And it's not about ticking a box. It's about, you know, creating space so that when you do leave, the community will be able to manage themselves, because you were able to build a strong foundation for them to carry on without you. And it's not saying, you know, bye-bye, you know, get lost. It's more like, you've blessed us. Now it's time for you to move to your next journeys. But as a community, we can now know that with the relationship we've built with you, we're able to build our community and technology. So that would be a key thing.
That's really interesting because that also talks about time, doesn't it? Because this, this quick fix thing, look at me, I'm a white bloke. We tend to like to solve problems. And so we solve problems and we move on, but actually it's about relationship, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. And then helping you work those sorts of things out. Yeah. We're in lockdown and you're in Auckland, so you've got yourself in level 4 like me. Lucky Sami is in level 3. And it can be challenging for many of us, especially those who are used to interacting in person with their extended family and whānau. I mean, on an individual level, how do you look after your own mental well-being in times like this?
Oh, bless. So for me, especially in these times, like I'm very social. Like I love being around people, and I love the the community, because COVID can't do that. Oh man, I'm those ones. I'll hop on any Zoom call, even if I don't know what it is. Like it's because I feed off their energy, and that's usually for people like extroverts like myself. But like it's just trying to find that community. And also, like, I call my parents every day, and it's not because I need to get checked up, but it's just that community kind of feel, because it gives me my why, but also gives me the fuel that I need. So it's usually that. But sometimes with me, I could watch a movie, do stuff like real simple stuff. But another thing is to help me as well is I know that there's things happening in level 4 with my community. So because I like the community feel, I love to also go and serve. And Samoan word for that is Tautua. Yeah, and I feel like that's another thing that fuels me mentally as well, because I can go to sleep knowing that I helped some kid that's already like 4 or 5 weeks behind of school because they've got a laptop. So things like that kind of help me mentally as well. So thank you for asking.
Can we just draw that Tautua idea out a little bit more as well? So like, because I know in previous conversations we've had around, you got a real belief in that, and how you as a technologist can bring that to bear. So what other things are you doing in that space to help people and serve as a tech, in the tech space?
Oh, bless. Yeah, no, so like so another, like I've already mentioned one about how I serve the community, but I also serve with I believe my job as well in my Tautua and tech is to also educate those in technology as well about our people. So like I have a beautiful family in Xero where we're building, like we're trying to help where we are to be aware of te ao Māori and also Pasifika. So my Tautua is finding my family in technology. So stuff like that, when I'm at work, I find it as my service to find my family and to help build it, and build that whale within where we are at our workspace, but not just in where we work, but in other places too. So that's like trying to encourage other Māori and Pasifika in technology to encourage their connections too, about the jobs that we're in and how they can be seen in this industry as well. So yeah, so it's Tautua is a very I definitely believe in it, because it's something that's embodied in our culture. But I believe that if we serve others, it's such a fat Samoa way. Like it's so hard sometimes for me to explain, because the actions of Tautua speaks louder than me trying to do a sermon about it, if that makes sense. But,
and there's that alanga upu that I think almost everyone lives by, the ole ala I le Tautua, ole ala I le pule o le Tautua, which translates to how would you put it, Eteroa?
The key to leadership is service. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's it in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Look, Sami's going to ask you a few more questions in a moment, but I just wanted to go back to, how do you keep, as a young professional wanting a career in technology? I'm presuming you want a career that continues to develop, and you're a young female as well. What are the things you're doing to develop your technology career? How are you keeping abreast of things?
Yeah, no, it's all about balance, because when you're helping your community, sometimes it like starts to move. And yeah, it's so true, because because I still want to have a career, I need to make sure that my skill is as sharp as well. I think for me, it's how I keep it like balanced is I'm always aware that if I'm spending too much time in some area that you know, I start working a bit harder on other stuff. So for example, for work, yeah, like this stuff I need to upskill in, and I'll kind of like balance it as like, I don't like, you know, I'll do schedules where I'm like, okay, I'm going to spend this amount of time on trying to clock out how to sort out like SDKs about Node. For those that don't know, like software development kits that we use for our APIs. So it's kind of like stuff like that. So I sort out my my time very like very efficient, because you know, I so want to love, I love my community so much, but I know that they're also rooting for me to do well. And so there's that, like I do tools like that, scheduling out. But yeah, I know, I think it's because, so here's the thing, like for me, I grew up in AG church. Like I think it didn't matter what church it was, but like for us, like that grew up in the church or grew up in the community, we're very good at multitasking. Like you know, like I remember my pet, because my dad's like a pastor, he'll ask me to do one thing while I was at school. So I think it's stuff that we've learned, we've already ingrained in us. Like, you know, when they talk about time management, all that stuff, we are so good at it. Like, I remember I was like 13, my dad told me I had to do the set list for church. I was doing that while I was like trying to figure out how to do my assignments at school. So I think it's just the experience, our community experience that we've gone through has led us to where we are now, which is kind of makes us very unique, because we didn't think it was like a real professional thing, but when we come to the tech world, we're flash.
That's really important, because you know, quite a lot of the conversation we've had is about individuals and your community and stuff, but actually you're a professional. You've done study, you've you know, and you've got to keep abreast of those sorts of things as well. So in another way, you're an example and a role model to people in that regard as well.
Thank you, Uncle. Bless you.
Yeah. I suppose I'm asking that because, you know, as part of our Future Leaders program, we're trying to encourage people to be balanced and to think about the human aspects, but also we recognise they're in a technology role and they've got a career to develop as well. So, yeah. Sami.
I love hearing your passion come through. I love your heart of gold right there, Eteroa. Would you say you are in your dream job?
Oh, that's a good question.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. If I have to be real honest, yes, I've been dreaming to be in a job like this where I am for a very long time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I'm not like, the only reason why is because you know, I've had a lot of doors closed for sister. Like so many doors have closed since I left uni. And you're right, you know, I went to university, you know, and I had really like, oh yeah, like I've got all the cards under me, like I've got a degree, I'm ready for this, you know, I've tried my best to just keep them real high. And then ever since uni, man, doors have locked, and you know, it's been something I've been praying for, just to get my foot through the door. And, you know, I'm very grateful to be where I am now, because it was something that, you know, I've been longing for. So I've just got my foot in. I just got to get the rest in. Got to get the rest of the hand and the arm. But,
you got this, girl. You can do it.
Out. Thank you. But yeah, this is something that I've been trying to fight for a while, and I'm very blessed to be given this opportunity. So yeah, my advice, take everything that's falling on your feet, because man, one day the doors will close and it will get harder. So honestly, from someone that's gone through those trenches, you can definitely make it too. Bless you.
Well, it sounds like you've built up your resilience. So awesome work, man. I'm so in awe of just how awesome you are out in the community, in your profession as well. That's amazing. Do you have any other thoughts or advice you want to give? Maybe any shout outs?
Oh yeah, bless you. Oh yes. Oh my gosh. So shout out, Clara will be here for 3 years.
This village and that village. And
yeah, for all of the village. Yeah, yeah. So for me, it's especially for our Māori and Pasifika community and tech. My advice is, man, be proud of who you are, right? Know who you are and never leave it at the door, because I'll come and bring it at the door and bring it back to your desk. Because it's just like, you know, it makes us who we are. We have such unique solutions that no one else can think like us as well. And it's important with technology because at the end of the day, technology isn't for robots. Nah, it's for human. And, you know, our people are human, and it's a human thing to do, to have different people on the table so that we can provide different solutions too. So yeah, nah, be proud of who you are, man, because it's mean. Last thing is massive shout out to the what's it called? Just my family. Hi family, love you. Love your mum, dad, just my family in Pūreo, but also my Xero family as well, for the work that we've been doing. And also the shout out to Gloria Fumaono. I know you're here. Yes, she's been helping me heaps. Her, Cecilia Lynch, and Zoe Timble, they've been helping with the laptop distribution. That work is not an easy job. Not only just trying to get people to donate, but also the stories that are behind our people and how they, you know, there's stories where like they don't even have laptops and it's already been 3 weeks since lockdown. Once they get back to school, they're already behind. And like other stories about how they don't even have like any laptops. So, you know, if you have a laptop you want to donate to these beautiful families, let a sister know. But I'm forever grateful for the people that I've walked this journey with. So thank you so much for this opportunity. Bless.
So just coming back to that laptop thing, let's give you an opportunity to, so you're doing something at the moment, you're actually physically helping people out. How can others help you, or what do you want us to help you with?
Yeah, the need is a device, like a device that could do Zoom or has any like connectivity to like has a browser or anything, you know, something simple. Yeah, so just a laptop will be fantastic to help our families. How it works is you just contact us, you can contact me, we'll or team will try to figure out the location where you are, we'll pick it up from, you know, and we'll wear PPE gear, you know, make sure it's all safe. But I usually go and pick them up, and then we refurbish them if it needs it, and then we provide it to our families who need it. And we've got a support line because we don't leave our families in the dark. We support them. So it's been like that. So I've been doing that since lockdown started, and it's totally worth it. And I'm very grateful for those who donated already, because you've just, you know, sparked hope for these amazing kids who deserve an opportunity to go hard in school as well. So thank you.
And if we want to donate, do we find you on LinkedIn?
Yeah, find me on LinkedIn. Find me, I'm everywhere anyway. So like, my name is on there right there. Eteroa Lafaele. Yes. LinkedIn, Facebook. Yeah, Insta. Holla at a girl. How about that? Yes. But yeah, anything is, honestly, it's even if it's one or just you wanting to help, that's all good. It's just thank you very much for your help and support. Bless you.
Hey, look, I just want to finish up by, you talked about bringing your culture and your view and perspective to the role. We had a speaker at our recent Tech Users Day, Kylie Reri from Wellington. She talked about, you know, Te Ao Māori being Aotearoa's superpower. So, you know, we can add the Pasifika perspective in that as well. And I just think it's what makes us unique and different, and we can, you know, what we can bring, isn't it? So, look, it's been a real privilege and a pleasure to, and a bit of fun too, to share this session with you. Sami, do you want to say thanks?
Just again, thanks on behalf of New Zealand for your service to the community. Like, I love hearing that passion come through. Service is so important, and yeah, you're just doing a stellar job. So keep it up, Eteroa. Whawhitai te lava.
Oh, bless you. Thank you.
Right, thanks very much, everybody, and we'll see you again in about a month's time. So yeah.
God bless.
Bye.